Hey, let me level with you for a second. Do you know that you have infinite chances? Right? Like people say life's a video game, but I don't think people understand how, like, they really don't sit with that, right? Life's a game, here's how you win. Sure. But people think of life as like a strategy game. No. Life is an RPG. And as long as you have a physical body, right? As long as you have the capacity to do the thing, right? It's not something that like it's a Russian roulette where if you do it enough times you might hit with the bullet, right? If it's not those things, 9 times out of 10 you can keep trying. Oftentimes, and one thing I think about is this picture and the book that I'm learning from Joseph Rodriguez called Acres of Diamonds. And if you've probably seen the meme, it's the guy, the suit, who was digging and digging, and because he can't see in front of him, right? He can't see the victory. He gives up because he's dug so much and so long. And when he turns around, he just leaves, not knowing from the perspective we see it, right? Because this is a 2D drawing, that he was right about to get the diamonds. But he didn't know because he'd been done it for so long, he dug so far, it just seemed like it wasn't worth it. Yet, had he just kept going, he would have made it. That's life. I would say most of people's problems, from the perspective of living the life you want to live, hell, manifesting even the spiritual process, it's you stopped right before. You just gave up. And really what happens more often, I don't even think it's giving up because you see no results, but you kind of just, it stales out. You don't think there's anything beyond it, right? You can't see beyond it. This is where we're looking at your first eye. We call it the third eye, but your first eye, your inner mind eye. When you can imagine in your mind, when you see that and you go, because you see that, you move from the direction of that. Notice how when you imagine in your mind, you're actually able to see forward and see it. It doesn't actually disappear. You can always access it in your mind. And if you know anything about the mind and how the mind is the sort of platform for which things come into existence, then you never not have access, right? What tends to happen is the thoughts, the conditioning, the programming will convince you. Other people's words will convince you, like malware. They'll tell you that it's too far away, too hard, inaccessible, too late. But it's not true. Why? Why is it not true? Because you can always access it in your mind. Think about it. And actually do this. Close your eyes and visualize your dream. Imagine it, the victory, whatever that is. And then throw in a thought that says it's too far away. And see from there if the image gets smaller, right? We're assuming the smaller means a little bit further away. Say, for example, you say, oh, it's too late. See it like fade away. And keep doing this with whatever. You're to this, you're to that, whatever reasons. And see if that changes the image. For most of you, it probably won't. Because it's still there. It's still there. Now, you may not know how many attempts, how many tries, what's the ways. We can talk about how you get it faster, slower, being in alignment. But the fundamental alignment, fundamental manifestation, fundamental reality creation is the understanding, not the idea, the understanding that persistence, knowing that no matter what, it's coming. That's how you stabilize. It's like, how do you stabilize reality? How do you stabilize the reality shift? By not giving up. No technique in the world beats that. No amount of alignment and embodiment to add. And if you genuinely don't believe it's possible, if you genuinely believe that there's a condition that would cause it to not be, then you are actually wasting your time. You could affirm 16 hours a day. I can probably tell you would just be giving yourself a bloody throat. You'd be giving yourself laryngitis. But with the simple understanding that what you have in your mind, that thing that you want in your heart, is one already here, and therefore you just have to keep going. There literally can be nothing that stops you outside of dying. And as long as you're alive, well, guess what? That's not a factor. So no. Understand that life being a video game means that you need to just go and do it. Which means, think about it. Life being a video game means that there is a goal, there's an end, there's the end of the stage. You're not supposed to stay at one platform. You're supposed to keep going. You're supposed to level up. You're supposed to see what's next. You're not supposed to actually know, right? In a video game, you don't know what the end of the game is. That's the point. You're gonna go see. You don't know what's beyond further in that next level. What's beyond this enemy, this challenge. If you get frustrated and you allow your frustrations and you allow your the negative conditioning, if you allow the entities, right, your programming, which you were told you couldn't do or couldn't see or what felt like it was unreal. When you let these specters and ghosts frustrate you, yeah, you'll put the game down. But not so you can always pick it back up. It can always achieve. Always do it. And that somehow, some way, you figure it out. And you sit with it long enough. Somehow, some way, it comes together. And that you just don't let it go. And then you get to a point where you're starting to flow and it starts to become easy. And you look back at it and you be wondering why you ever struggled, and it's because you made in your mind to struggle. But you don't have to do that. You can get what you want.